Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of Mind with Mills. Can you believe it? Episode 3. We're 3 weeks into this already. Crazy. Honestly, blows me away every time. So today we are going to be doing a Q&A on mental health. I asked you guys on my Instagram for any questions, and oh my god, you guys went wild. Absolutely crazy. Like, I couldn't believe how many questions I got. I got about 30 questions. So unfortunately, don't hate me, I won't be able to answer all of them in this video, just because we'd be here literally all day. With the way I ramble on, we'd be here all day. You don't want that, I don't want that. So I have picked about like 6 or 7 questions to answer for you guys. I will do a part 2 to this video, I think. Like, comment down below if you want to see it. But I could do a part 2, part 3, part 5 if you want it, guys, because I do feel really bad about not answering all of the questions. So if your question didn't get mentioned in this video, trust me, it's not because it was worse than anybody else's, it was just because I felt like I could answer these questions the best. And just so you guys know, I think I'm just gonna have to do this disclaimer all the time, but obviously I'm not a trained professional, I don't have a degree or anything like that. This is just based on experience. It's gonna be like a big sister or like a friend, and we're just sitting down having a little DMC, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice. So obviously, if you think that you need to seek professional help on your matters, that is absolutely fine. I encourage it. I know I said in my very first video that I want this channel to be as light-hearted and as fun as possible, and I am going to try to do that, I promise. We are going to have some serious moments on here. It's a serious topic. We do have to take it seriously sometimes, and this is going to be one of those times. It's not going to be boring, I promise, but we do need to answer these questions seriously. So grab your coffees, grab your tea, glass of wine, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So I was expected to go to university. I went to a good school. My parents expected me to go to uni. My teachers definitely expected me to go to uni. Like, it almost wasn't a question. Like, I was just expected to go. So I did, and I dropped out. And then I went again, and then I dropped out. I know, it's awful. It's so embarrassing. But it was literally just because I could not cope with the pressure. I was having panic attacks every day. I just couldn't deal with it. I am not saying drop out of university. If this is you, don't drop out. I'm not saying that. But for me personally, it just wasn't worth it. Please don't burden yourself with, you know, your feelings. Please speak about it. Go to a friend. Seek professional help if you feel the need to. Talking is the best therapy. I don't know where I would be without therapy today. You won't stop feeling like this if you just bottle it all up inside and don't talk about it. Not only do you have all the pressures of university, you have the added pressures of the pandemic and everything else that's going on in the world. So you have every right to feel the way you're feeling. And I'm sure everybody that went to uni in the last year or so feels the exact same way. And you don't get like all the fun stuff at the moment with uni, which was like honestly the best thing about uni. That's the reason why I stayed for a few months. It was just because you go out and like meet new people, you could party, and like you don't get to do that. So, you know, it is rubbish, and I'm so sorry, but this time will come to an end, I promise you. Make sure you take breaks. So if you're like in your bedroom revising all day and doing classes and stuff like that, make sure you take time for yourself. Your mental health should be your #1 priority. So make sure you're doing all your self-care bits. So, you know, going for a walk, getting some fresh air, do some informal meditation. This doesn't have to be like, oh, you don't have to do like formal meditation or anything like that, but just take some time out to relax your brain, be with your thoughts, and just take care of yourself. Okay, the truth on this one is I didn't for so long. I honestly put everything and anything before my mental health. I didn't have a very high opinion of myself, as I sort of said in my last vlog, and I'm still working on it. So I used to put my school, my work, my friends at the forefront of my life, and that was not right. And as horrible as this lockdown has been, it's been great for me in one way. It kind of took a step back and realised what is important in my life, and I realised that I am the most important thing in my life, and I need to take care of me and my mental health. If I'm not right and my mental health isn't right, then all those other things kind of just fall apart. So make time. People are really busy. I know people work really hard, but I think people are almost scared, especially when it comes to work and education and everything like that, to ask for a break. If you need a break, ask for a break. I'm sure your manager or your colleague or whatever, if they're a logical human being, they'll completely understand. If you just say, look, I'm overwhelmed, I need a 10-minute break, I need to go for a walk, not look at a screen for 5 minutes, I'm sure they will understand. You need to make you the priority. So make time and make sure that you're at the top of your own list. I completely understand where you're coming from when you sort of mention I've been hurt in the past, and bringing that baggage and those thoughts and those issues with you into future relationships. I got into a relationship when I was about 15, 16. It was my first sort of like serious relationship, my first love. And the person I happened to be dating, let's just say, wasn't a very nice person. And I was quite a young sort of 15, 16-year-old, so I took it really badly, like when it all came to light and I found out I'd been lied to and all this stuff. Literally, I thought my life was a rom-com. I was like Harry Met Sally, like all that jazz. And I was so surprised to find out life wasn't like that. It was kind of a rude awakening. Maybe it was what I needed because I was so sort of head stuck up in the clouds, so I didn't have any experiences with anything else. I then later went on to date the same boy again. I know, massive mistake, but it happened. Let's just get over it. Don't think about it. And I would say that the issues that I had from my first relationship definitely heightened when we got back together. I was just sort of so hurt by the end of it. I had all these issues and all these sort of views on relationships that were just so horribly wrong. Like they were just so sad almost, like it was so negative. I hated men. I thought that every single guy was a cheater. I thought that my life and my marriage, I was just going to be cheated on, and I just had such a negative view and a negative perception of it. Just make sure that you're open and you're honest with your current boyfriend or girlfriend. Make sure you're communicating the way that you feel. Like if they're a good person and if they're the right person, they will completely understand and they will do everything and anything, in my opinion, to make you feel secure and happy. Just remember, you have every right to be feeling this way. Just think about it, like when you get burnt by a flame, like a little scar is left, you need to give it time to heal. Time is the best healer. If you've been hurt, if you've been burnt by a certain situation, you will have hold-ups. But as time goes on and you get into other relationships that make you feel secure and happy, it will fade. Say you're dating someone with mental health issues and you've never been through those before, or if you're friends with someone or you've got a colleague that does, is just be as kind and understanding as possible. I know it's tricky to understand if you don't suffer with it, because there's literally no logic behind it, and there's no logic behind panic attacks. Like you can have a panic attack by just being somewhere that you don't feel comfortable in. I think somebody's instant reaction to that would be like, calm down, there's no reason to be panicky, just calm down. But little do you know, that is the worst thing to say ever. So don't say that. I think just know that it's not their fault. They don't want to be feeling like this. They're not being over dramatic. It's their brain almost playing tricks on them. Your body literally, when you're having a panic attack, goes into like fight or flight mode, and you literally feel like you can't breathe, and you can feel so horrific that you think that you're going to die. It's almost like a heart attack, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It is one of the most horrible feelings. What I like personally, obviously everybody is different. I don't like to be touched, but I like people to be close to me. I want someone to reassure me that I'm safe. Say, for example, like if I'm having a panic attack and my boyfriend's next to me, I want him to tell me that he loves me, that my parents love me, that I'm really very much loved, that I'm safe, nothing's gonna hurt me, and that I will get over this. Because when you're in that state of panic, and even if it's not panic, say you're depressed or whatever, you think that it's never gonna end. You just think this is what it's gonna be like. I'm dying, or I'm never gonna get out of this. You just think this is it for the rest of my life. It just, you know, it doesn't sound logical. I'm fully aware of that, but that's what you think. It's what it does to you. And you just want to know that there's going to be an end to it. So just get someone to reassure you, or make sure you reassure them. I think my best advice for this one, because I am definitely a culprit, would be, I get inside my own head a lot. So if I'm like alone, like say I'm taking a bath or I'm going on a walk or something, I'll like snowball. But you've almost got to recognize the negative thinking and challenge it. So you almost like give it an answer back. So say, for example, you messaged a friend and they gave a bit of a blunt reply back, and you're like, oh no, did I say something wrong? Like, da 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 da. Challenge the behavior. Just be like, did she really mean that? Like a reality check almost. And like put yourself in that person's shoes and be like, would I care? 9 times out of 10, no. Like, you're just overthinking it, and it's not what the other person is thinking at all. This is a pretty serious question. It's something that I feel quite passionately about. I know that YouTube is almost a social media platform, but is YouTube a social media platform? Like, I don't count it as a social media platform because it is the one app that I have that I don't feel depressed going on. It makes me happy. Honestly, YouTube makes me happy. I think I mentioned it in like my very first vlog, that I only follow people on YouTube that make me laugh and make me feel good about myself. So I suppose that should be the same on every social media platform. So that would be my advice, is just like follow people that make you happy, that don't make you feel rubbish about yourself. But I do think social media has a massive effect, especially on this generation and in society. I think it has a negative effect on young people's mental health. There's so much pressure to be perfect and looking like these Instagram models that are airbrushed and fake anyway, and people get depressed because they think, I don't look like that, I don't have that. So much importance is placed on materialism, especially through Instagram and stuff. It gives you this like unobtainable image of what your life should be, and then because you can't reach it, you feel depressed and anxious and everything. If you think it's having a negative effect on your mental health, delete it. I have deleted my social media accounts, all of them, multiple times. If you need a break, have a break, or just unfollow all the negative accounts that are making you feel sad, make you feel depressed. Don't follow that social media influencer that goes on about how much money she has all the time, and oh, this is my new Chanel bag, and she just looks perfect with no makeup on, and her skin always looks amazing. Like, that's not going to do anything for you. Looks are not what's important. Looks fade. It's materialistic things. You can't take them with you. The only thing you can take with you are memories. So make your memories, be a good person. That's what you should focus on, not looking perfect all the time and worrying about what you're eating constantly. Like, what a boring life to lead. Do things that make you happy and delete things that don't. So if Instagram or whatever is making you miserable, delete it and go and live your life and have that extra chocolate bar and be happy with no makeup on and love yourself. And on that note, I think we're gonna end it there, guys. Oh, I'm exhausted. God, poor therapists. They literally must just be like, that's why they charge so much money. At least I'm free. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that I answered your question. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a part 2 of this video because you all had so many amazing questions. So tune on to that one if your question didn't get answered on this one. If my advice didn't help you, or you just felt like it wasn't the right advice for you, everybody is different. We're just meant to help on this channel. Like I said, I'm not a trained professional. Won't get offended if you don't use it. Just use it if you think it's a good idea. If it doesn't work, absolutely fine. If it does, yay! Comment down below and tell me it worked. I will see you guys next week for week 4. Can you believe it? A month of Mine with Mills. I can't. That's too exciting. That's too exciting for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Bye.